Ho, it's been a long time coming. What's up, YouTube fam? Robbie C here, and today we're gonna find out what's the better straight mid-range, the Buzzz or the Pathfinder. Before we dive in, we have to ask the comment leader of the Pathfinder hype train. How you doing today, Ryan? You having a good one?
So catch me if I fall.
We finally arrived. I think that at the time of recording this, the Pathfinder comment had well over 100 interactions, which means we're here with the Pathfinder today. We have two different types of Pathfinders. I don't know what Thought Space calls their glow plastic, Eternal maybe, but we have ourselves a glow Pathfinder as well as a Ethos Pathfinder, I think is what it's saying, with a really sick Eric Oakley stamp. I mean, what TSA is just known for, right, is these really cool stamps. I've had the Pathfinder described as a hex that doesn't have the gyro aspect to it. So very, very excited about this. Another thing that we want to talk about inside of the Streamline / MVP made single injection discs is we're going to end up talking about how the molds that they make are sold and sort of used by other manufacturers. So really interesting conversations happening around the Pathfinder, but I'm excited to throw it. But I also have another wrinkle as we remind people how you get the next part of this series discussed. So we're in May, which means this is our 5th installment, I believe, of the Buzz Battle series, where I'm taking Buzzes and I am comparing them to other straight-ish or iconic classic mid-ranges. You guys get to vote on what you think should be the next one. The way you're doing that is you're heading to the comment section, and the most single interacted with comment, whatever that mold is what we use to compare within reason, obviously, to the next one. Now, I've seen in the comments recently, some people are like throwing out like super flippy or like crazy overstable mids, like, oh, you should compare it to the Swarm. And I just want to note that we're trying to find Buzz-like options so people can have like straight throwing mid-ranges as their choice. Happy to compare the Swarm and others to the Buzz, but the Buzz battles are trying to find like actual Buzz comparisons. But we have had some developments in the bag since our last Buzz battle. When I first went to put the Buzz in the bag, I put one singular Buzz and the Buzz SS, and then I realized that I needed to replace my reactor, so we ended up with the Buzzsaw. So I had two Buzzes in the bag, but then I noticed that there was still like a little bit of a gap from the Buzz SS all the way to this one, which is where my boy Sacco told me about the Big Z Buzz. So I had 3 Buzzes, a Buzz SS in the bag. But as we have been developing and modifying, I have noticed that the Buzzsaw is just not as overstable as I first anticipated it being. So as you saw in a recent video, it got replaced by the Quake, which has hit significantly less trees as soon as the camera stop rolling. So this one's actually not in the bag, but I brought it today to try alongside so that we still have the precedent that we set for the Buzz battles, that is these 2 discs. These are the 2 Buzzes that are currently in the bag, this one being our straighter and this one having a little bit of flip up to it. My question for you in the comments is, do I use all 3 of these and sort of adjust which one stays in and which one falls off based on the mold that it's being compared to? Let me know, because this series is for you. I obviously am throwing and testing things, but I really want to see what you guys want out of this, because I think that this is hopefully informative on those of you who have tried the Buzz before and disliked it. Well, now you know alternatives, or if you have alternatives that you like but you've been curious about the Buzz, this could also work. Playing CTPs, so we start with the Buzzes and then we go to the Pathfinder. We'll give Jimothy rip number 1 of the day. Oh, that's nosy and high. Not a good start. Sorry, Jay Millie. Let's go Pathfinder. Much better. Okay, that's pretty straight. I released it early, just like I released Jay Millie early. It went a lot straighter. Okay, that's a lot more power. Great grip lock. Pathfinder already has this one locked up because neither of the Buzzes are within 100 feet. And then that one I just got in my head. Okay. We're gonna have to fix that mentally so that we have a good video on our hands, but I like the power of the Buzz. Speaking positive comments, Pathfinder is gonna be pretty straight. That's what I'm finding immediately. Alrighty, so Pathfinder ends up taking the dub, the CTP on hole 1, so it'll have the box on hole 2. My initial thought is, do people with big arm speed, is this just like a laser straight disc for them that maybe has like a little bit of drift to the right or like a little turn? Yeah, because if I just have a day where I can't release discs, it's gonna be tough. Disc reviews right now, guys, we're in like the throes of it. Yeah. Okay, well, we early released both of them. We'll try the other ones. There we go, much better. Just commit. It's okay if we grip lock. Yeah, see, much better flights, especially knowing what the next hole is where we just simply can't go in the woods. I think this happens a lot of amateurs, is you have a miss that you've seen consistently and you know that that miss is the worst miss for an upcoming hole. So it sort of amplifies it and tells you like, hey, this is not good, don't do that. Now with everything tied up, let's answer that question of how do you make the fix? Well, I think for me, how I make the fix is I think about like, what's the error? What am I doing wrong? Why are the throws going so poorly? So in my current state, what's happening is the elbow is sort of collapsing. The shoulder, it feels like at this point, is more so what's collapsing, and the elbow falling is a result of that. So we're working on an exercise to sort of, Clint calls it the barrel drill, but keeping that hand on the outside. I think it's actually a really good tip and a really good idea to create that space to let the arm get used to, I don't know if it's internal or external rotation, but we're letting things pop out that way. Now the problem is that if I overcoil and then I go too fast back here, I lose that space. The shoulder drops, the elbow drops, everything drops. So I need to find a way to go slow enough to get into this position so that things can open accordingly. So we're just gonna slow down, and where slowing down feels like you lose power, at the same time, you hit things more correctly or better, that will also gain you the power. Started out wide, and thankfully it's tall grass there. We really didn't hit that well, so we're taking a 4 probably at best from there. Much better. We hung that a lot wider. We're gonna have the window in from where the Pathfinder's at, whereas the Buzzz is just gonna be a little too far left. But thankfully for the first time, I think, in this entire series, we didn't go in the woods. So this is what we're talking about with the sort of poke and hopey. If we're, I mean, it's somewhat poke and hopey, even if we were further out there. You'll see there's this big bushy tree, big bushy green tree that's kind of tall, unlike these little short guys right here. And we're trying to push past the tall one and fade in as much as we can. So we're gonna go with hyzer. We want to spike hyzer almost, but we want to keep the spacing correctly so we don't get weak and early release it. Oh, and there we go. What did I say don't do? I said don't drop that elbow, but I was literally falling into a pit. So then my body caught itself. Yeah, that's tough. Oh, it did its thing. It got into the path. I will say that the glow pathy it definitely has more stability than the ethos, like definitely more stability. So that's nice because that held straight and then had that finish. It's just the poke and hope aspect of getting into this gap when you can't see it is insane. So classic double creek vibes, you know what I'm saying? Are there gaps? Yes. Hitting those gaps from far away. Pathfinder probably came in and hit a tree and dropped right there, but not too shabby. We would have had a look. And Buzzsaw is somewhere in there. Let's go hunt. All right, positive news. We found it. I am a little worried about the stability of the forehand for the Pathfinder. I don't know why, but it feels flippy in my hand on a forehand. So that usually leads me to trying to like finesse some like flip up hyzers. But on this hole in particular, I mean, this thing is still alive because it's in the ground, but like that tree's just calling my name. Just held a little too straight. It actually came out pretty clean. Like that's nice. That came out really nice. I mean, that's money. That might be the best forehand mid shot that we have thrown this entire series. I don't have eyes on the Buzzz yet, but the pathy's back here. And from how good and how clean the Buzzz felt, Seems like it's gonna be jump putting up to the basket. Oh, that's a bad roll, but I liked it out of my hand. I thought we did it. I mean, we hit the gap we wanted on the angle we wanted, just probably not enough height. We're at the gap. Like, we're in the gap with the Buzzz. Buzzz is gonna take it because of a terrible rollaway potential on the Pathy. So, did I just spend 10 minutes looking for this Glow Pathfinder off of that turnover? Yes. Yes, I did. But we found it, so that's good. But I was definitely contemplating, okay, am I about to have to buy Ryan another Glow Pathfinder? Because that's tough. But what's beautiful is, we mentioned this at the beginning, but the TSA molds are not exclusive to just TSA. You can find them with other companies, such as Mint Discs also makes versions of these discs. Now, I've been saying that I think that this feels like a hex, but I actually now, upon reading the internet and really thinking about it myself, feels a little closer to a reactor than it does a hex. And I can confirm that that's at least what the internet is saying, is that these were designed to be originally like, this is what they wanted the reactor to be, but then they didn't love it, so then they ended up going a different direction. So I could see that. But the other cool part is that if you like the mold, but you want to have like a little bit of variance, the Mustang is apparently extremely similar to the Mint Disc Mustang. It's extremely similar to these. So if I were to buy a Glow TSA Pathfinder, then that would cost me a decent amount of money right now because it's a very limited run. But another tricky part is that there's a company called Remix Discs, and Remix Discs is MVP made, but at a significantly steeper or cheaper cost. And the Torpedo is the same as the Pathfinder, which is similar to the Mustang. So you can find a Glow Torpedo for a fraction of the price that you can find a Glow Pathfinder. All right, goal here is to just go high and let it fade over. We got another 2-shot hole. And then if that fades, that should be pretty good. That's gonna be one of our better shots, I think. It's gonna be pretty dead middle fairway. I'm gonna try to put the Pathfinder on a little bit more hyzer so that it gets that fade. Okay. I definitely started on more hyzer. I definitely pulled it more right. And you may think, well, that's just way worse. But the good news is that the CTP relies on the second shot of this hole. Gotta hit a gap. But the Torpedo held really straight for us on that forehand before. So let's see if we can tempt fate, because I don't think that we have another forehand that we're throwing. Oh, it's so short. What are we doing? Now, I thought that the Buzzz got back out to the fairway more, but it's pinched off. I don't think that we can necessarily go high with it, because I don't think that's gonna get there. But we have to get it straight and then still have it fade. So we're gonna throw this on some pretty decent hyzer. Get around. And I think that ended up being short into the same mess the Pathfinder's in. It is indeed the same mess. The basket is that way, deeper that way, which means the Buzzz shamefully takes a 3-2 lead. All right, Buzzz has it here. It's obviously first to 5, so 3-2 lead could put the Pathy in some danger here. Just a big wide hyzer, let it crash back in. I mean, that could be too long, but I mean, it feels pretty good. It's a little more inside and definitely deeper. We're gonna have to see what it did. I didn't hang it as wide because I don't think that it's as overstable as that Buzzz. Maybe I should have. Maybe that was the right call. I mean, that would have been tough to beat regardless. That also might be one of the smoothest Buzzz shots, smoothest Buzzz backhands that we've thrown. So at this point, let's talk hand feel because we have 2 holes left. The Buzzz, I know lots of people have negative feelings about the hand feel of the Buzzz. I do think that the Pathfinder feels amazing in the hand. It's not like super shallow. It's definitely not super deep. Comes off the hand really nicely on a forehand and a backhand. I think it's just its biggest thing is it's a very straight flyer, which is awesome. And if you're someone who likes to throw a singular disc, sort of manipulate the angles a lot, then I think this is the disc for you. It's a fantastic point and shoot mid-range. And I'll go ahead and say this because it's gonna be tough for the Pathfinder to come back and get it. It could. But if I were to say like point and shoot mid-range with a little tick of stability, the Pathfinder might be jumping up in my go-to recommendations. You just gotta rip one out there. Rip one out there, the upshot's what matters. Okay, felt like we coiled, felt pretty good. That one we did not release as well. That one I could feel slipping out. Okay, no idea how far this is. Feels definitely over 250. We're gonna go with the glow, hang it out over, almost shoot the field goals here, and let it crash back. Not as wide as we wanted to pull it, but honestly, I think that if we would have gone as wide as we wanted, almost the exact opposite of the hole before, where if we would have gone as wide as we wanted, it wouldn't have had a chance of getting back in time. I think it's gonna be close. I'm very curious to see which one takes it here. That's crazy, dude. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's insane. While the Buzz has won 5, we gotta give, you know, a chance. We can't let the marshals step in and stop this for misplay. So we're gonna play the last hole. We're gonna count it twice. We're gonna do the overstable ones against each other and the neutral ones against each other. See how it shakes out. Don't forget to head to the comments and vote on our next one. I'm gonna be very curious because the Pathfinder has been sort of the disc in waiting for several rounds now. What steps up? The Mako 3 came out of nowhere and took it. Are we going to Prodigy? So the win has been decided, but can the Pathfinder come back and make it only a one disc or a one-shot loss? Okay, that needs to hit a barn. A little more hyzer than we anticipated. I think the elbow spacing was bad. There it is. Pathfinder takes match number 1. A lot of power, a lot of OB. 5-4. Respectable, respectable. None of these were phenomenal shots, but the Pathies outshined the Buzzes. So that's gonna wrap it up for this edition of the Buzz Battles. I will say that I don't have a timeline on them, but I know. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this teaser here at the end. We just placed another custom order for Discraft discs. And I believe we ordered 3 molds. One of them, limited edition. AKA our friends at Discraft found a box of discs that were unstamped. And they said, yo, Robbie, I know this is your guy. You're the one pushing for this. You want us to stamp them up? And we said yes. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I've got so many questions for you guys in the comments, so I'm looking forward to reading the comment section here. How do we feel moving forward? Is it the Buzzsaw? Is it the Big Z Buzz and Jimothy that are gonna be fighting out for it? Do I have other types of buzzes that I end up throwing? I just got a Z Buzz that I got from Brody. Lots of different options, so looking forward to hearing about it. But you guys let me know. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Please make it a fantastic day for someone else too. But for now, we're gonna leave you with the birdie.